Welcome once again. Now, African countries seem to be passing the protest baton. Nigerians are currently divided over a planned nationwide protest scheduled for the 1st of August to the 10th, aimed at demanding better governance from their current administration. The call for demonstrations, which allegedly originated in northern Nigeria, has sparked controversy within the northern community, with the Northern Ethnic Group Assembly withdrawing its support only recently. The debate also has intensified, with some people urging Nigerian youths to engage in dialogue with the government instead, while others insist that the protest is necessary for urgent change. Joining us is legal practitioner and political commentator Deji Adeyanju. Good morning. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Adeyanju.
Yes, good morning, and thank you for having me.
Okay. All right. Let's first of all get your views on the call for a protest. There's those who say that they do not support it. They have pulled out of it. There's those who say Nigerians need to be patient with President Bola Tinubu and give him some time for his the steps he has taken so far to materialize. What is your take? Do you think that Nigerians should protest, or should we be patient?
Yes, sincerely speaking, I think Nigerians should protest. I think protest is an inalienable right of the citizens of Nigeria. Those calling on Nigerians not to protest or not to express their grievances are indirectly trying to take away the constitutional rights guaranteed to every citizen in the country. The successive governments have always made these protests to make it appear as though citizens do not have any rights whatsoever to express their grievances. And on the other leg of the question as to whether the people should express enough patience, the people have been patient enough for over a year since this government came into power. The level of hunger and the contempt in the country is unbearable. A crate of egg is now almost at 5,000 naira. A small tube of yam is between 5,000 to 7,000 naira. People can barely eat. People are feeding from the dustbin. Majority of the citizenry are completely disillusioned. But the people who are immune from suffering are the ones making the call and dismissing the happenings in the country and the suffering in the land. There's extreme hunger in the country. And this is why there's growing concern and growing interest by the citizenry to protest.
Yeah, but for those who say, 1 year is not enough, wouldn't you agree with them that 1 year in office is really not enough time for the change that Nigerians are expecting? Or is there some other reason why Nigerians have lost faith, even if it's just 1 year in?
Yes. 1 year is not enough to have destroyed the economy this bad. The economy is so bad. The government needs to bring back subsidy because before subsidy removal, we were not paying this much. Now we are paying over almost 1 trillion naira per month for subsidy, and President Tinubu says subsidy is gone. So who is pulling who? Yes, indeed, 1 year is too soon to have destroyed our legal tender, the naira, this bad. When this president came in, the naira was at 600 and something naira. That is almost 1,600, and something. So that is just outrageous, and also the economic indices. We have never seen a situation in this country where inflation has ever been this high, where almost the prices of all goods and services have tripled. So the Nigerians are bearing the brunt, and the politicians are having a field day. There's more to loot now under this government than any government in the history of Nigeria. The principal officers of the National Assembly, in the Senate and the House of Reps, they have over 2,000 aides. And you expect people to persevere. You expect Nigerians to make sacrifices. When this government came into power, a litre of petrol was at 165, 167 naira. Now a litre of petrol is almost at 700 naira, depending on where you are buying it from. And the argument they are even canvassing for is that petrol is going to be sold very soon. They are trying to increase the price of petrol to over 1,000 naira, and they are telling people not to protest. There's an attempt to compromise and bribe protest leaders, religious leaders,
right,
traditional rulers, to dissuade them from protesting.
But if this protest if the protest eventually goes on, how do you foresee that this will force the hand of the government for the necessary desired change that young Nigerians and Nigerians in general are clamoring for. And how do you see this protest or the outcome of this protest being different from the October 2020 protests?
Yes, sincerely speaking, many of us, contrary to the perception in and around government that we want the government to fail, I don't want the government to fail. I want this government to succeed. Because if the government succeeds, Nigeria will succeed. So sincerely speaking, I'm not a member of the opposition. I do not speak as representing the opposition. I'm speaking as someone who is concerned about the economic plight of our dear country. I'm somebody who is speaking from the position of the point that I want the government to succeed and I want the nation to succeed. I'm someone who is speaking from the point of view that I believe that the government, this particular government, has ruined Nigeria. I also believe that the economic policies of the government are anti-people, and they are inclined towards the bidding of IMF, who have a record of destroying so many countries, especially the underdeveloped and developing countries. Their policies have never helped, and they will never help. And they keep telling people, underdeveloped nations to remove subsidies, but the developed nations, they all subsidize several services to the citizens. Yes, so how will this protest be different? Yes, this protest will be different because errors have been made from the NSAS protest, which many citizens have learned. The idea of protest is for government to make amends and for government to accede to the demands of protesters. So the key element of this particular protest that will be distinguishing from the 2020 protest will be to the fact that this protest aims at making government to shift ground to carry out specific reforms. Since this government came into being, the people have been on the receiving end, but the leaders have been having a field day. There's more for the governors to loot, there's more for the parliament to loot, there's more for the executive to loot, but the people are suffering. So this particular government must make amends to cut cost of governance at all levels. There is no need why we have this amount of government agencies and parastatals. There's no need for us to have this amount of aides at the National Assembly. In fact, political office holders should be a hobby, not a full-time job. Yeah. To be on a part-time basis, because our country is broke and almost bankrupt.
All right.
So these are going to be the aims and objectives of this protest to drive maximum reform in the governance structure of our country. It's not about, we want to have some disruptions here and there. No.
All right, just quickly.
A situation where the inflation figures will be lower. We cannot be using import tariffs to generate funds when people are stealing our food on the high sea and the navy is complicit and the president knows this. Yeah. And if we are looking for ways of generating income and revenue for the country, let's not put oil theft on the high sea, because that's where the real oil theft is happening. The president can today remove the navy from surveillance of our crude oil facilities on the high sea and put the army. I particularly believe that General Lagbaja is capable of stopping crude oil theft on the high sea, because the navy has shown that they are not competent enough to stop crude oil sale. There are no other low-hanging fruit, because many people think we only criticize. For instance, aviation. Nigeria has a population of over 200 million people. Why can't we have our own airlines doing all the international routes? Because I just traveled and got back. Nigerians are traveling in thousands every day. That can generate enough forex for our country.
Absolutely.
Additionally,
all right, Mr. Adeyanju.
We can do a lot of export as a nation. We need to loosen all the bureaucratic bottlenecks around exporting of farm products in the country. Too many bottlenecks.
Hopefully, Mr. President is paying attention and is listening. The protest is meant to be on the 1st of August, I believe, from the 1st to the 10th of August. There's many who even say that it possibly would not even hold. There's also those who have blamed IPOB and the obedient group for the protest. But we're unfortunately out of time, Deji Adeyanju. It's always interesting speaking with you. Thank you very much for sharing your time with us this morning, and we wish you a fantastic day ahead.
Thank you.
All right.